Hey everyone, DC NBA Junkie here, and with the NBA confirming return in late July, teams have been preparing for different phases of preparation for the season's return. The seedings for the NBA playoffs haven't been completely determined, however they're mostly set, and I thought it'd be interesting to give my predictions on the NBA playoffs. Just a quick disclaimer that these are my opinions and they may not align with yours, but with a lot of uncertainties going on with the resumption of the season, I think it would be nice to analyze the NBA playoffs. And also, the seedings that you will see that pop up throughout the video are not the official seedings, they just are there for the brackets. Let's get to it. But before I begin, make sure to leave a like on the video and drop down in the comments section any suggestions for future video ideas or even ideas for future series, because any suggestions from you guys are highly advised and recommended. And lastly, make sure to subscribe. I mean, we're all here for some fresh and nice NBA content. Without further ado, let's take a look at my NBA playoffs prediction. Now, let's take a look at the bracket of the NBA playoffs that I'll be referring to for the video. At the 1 and the 8 seed, at the very top, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Grizzlies or the Blazers, but I'm going to use the Blazers throughout the video. I have the Thunder versus the Jazz of the 4 and 5 seeds. The 3 and 6 seeds, we have the Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. And at the 2 and 7 seeds, we have the Los Angeles Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. And below that, for the Eastern Conference, we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Orlando Magic as a 1 and 8. I'm using the Magic throughout this video. And at the 4 and 5, we have the Indiana Pacers versus the Miami Heat. At the 3 and 6, there's the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. And at the 2-7 in the Eastern Conference, we have the Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. For this first round here, for the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Grizzlies or the Portland Trailblazers, who I think the Portland Trailblazers will succeed out of that. Because I think they're one of the more interesting teams that are playing to make it into the playoffs. And for that 1-8 matchup, I have the Lakers succeeding out of that. There's nothing much to explain out of it. They have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That pretty much kind of seals the deal for me. But they also have they have a more well-rounded team than the Blazers. Their team is more solidified, and I think in a 7-game series, their star power just outlasts the Portland Trailblazers. At the 4 and 5 seeds, we have the OKC Thunder and the Utah Jazz, and I think the OKC Thunder will succeed in this series. A little bit of an upset here. I think Chris Paul's leadership and just their overall consistency and how well they complement each other as a squad is going to be able to outlast and defeat in a 7-game series the Jazz, especially with them having their coronavirus troubles. And at the 3 and the 6 seeds, I have the Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. I think the Houston Rockets will come out of that one. James Harden and the recovery for the Rockets here is really important that they're getting throughout this hiatus. And I think because Harden is prone to become pretty tired during playoff time, and that's kind of costed them the past couple seasons in the playoffs, I think this time to recover and work on his body and improve his shape is going to help them a lot. And in the 2 and the 7 seed, we have the Los Angeles Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. I have the Los Angeles Clippers coming out of this. This time for them is also really beneficial for them as they get the time to heal their injuries, and their team can be fully recovered during this time because they've had a lot of injuries and their team hasn't been able to play with each other throughout the whole year. And then in the Eastern Conference, I have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Orlando Magic, I think, will come out of that if there's a mini bowl game. And for the 1 and 8 seed, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just going to say it, Giannis, that's all I'm going to say for this one. Their team chemistry is great, and I think that's just enough for them to beat the Orlando Magic. There's really nothing to say about that. The 4 and 5 seeds, so Indiana Pacers versus the Miami Heat. I have the Miami Heat. That's a little bit of an upset, but not too much, though. Jimmy Butler is a great leader, and they have a lot of great pieces, and I don't exactly know where the Indiana Pacers are with their injuries, and Oladipo's recovery, I just don't know where they're at with him, so I think that the Pacers versus the Heat, I got the Heat. At the 3 and 6 seeds, the Boston Celtics versus the Philadelphia 76ers, I have the Boston Celtics. They're a solid squad, and their players are really solid, and their rise of Tatum has been really interesting to see. And the Sixers are just questionable. It's we've seen this issue with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid playing with each other, and how hasn't always worked at all times. So I have questions about that, and because of that, I'm going to pick the Boston Celtics there. And at the 2 and 7 for the Eastern Conference, there's the Raptors and the Nets. I took the Raptors because they have a great play style, and the Nets just don't have KD or Kyrie, and that's going to be pretty detrimental to them if they're going to try to go anywhere in the playoffs. All right, for the conference semifinals, we have the Lakers versus the Thunder. Those are the two teams that came out in the first round. I have the Lakers again. These picks might start seeming subjective, but like I said, these are my picks, and I'm kind of going to use some statistics here down the line too. Their team is just more complete, and I think OKC's just had as their players have had a lack of playoff success and chemistry. It was their first season with the group of guys: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, Chris Paul. All those group of guys just had their first season together, so there's a lot of uncertainties there. And the Lakers, just ultimately, I just think to come out of that one. Up next, we got the Houston Rockets versus the Los Angeles Clippers. I think the Houston Rockets are a solid squad, but they don't have a center, and I don't think they're intending on changing that. So the Los Angeles Clippers, like I said before, get this time to improve their squad and get the time to rest their players. It's just going to be, just only beneficial for them, and I feel really good about the Los Angeles Clippers in that round. Okay, and then for the Bucks versus the Heat in the Eastern Conference, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are improving from last year, clearly. They are the top in the league in rebounding points per game. They're third in blocks, and their plus minus is 11.3, which is 4 above every other team. And even then, we get to the 10th best team, the Denver Nuggets, and they have a 3 plus minus. So that can just show you how much they're beating teams by every game, which is just so outstanding for them. So that's just not really that much of a question for me. I'm taking the Bucks. And then for the Celtics versus Raptors, those are the two teams that came out of that first round. I think the Celtics come out of this one. It's a bit of a back and forth one here for me. The Raptors are a really good team. I like their next man up mentality, and their team has just been super impressive with the exit of Kawhi Leonard the last offseason. But their playoff success that they had, even just 2 years ago with just those guys without Kyrie, and their team was just improving in play this year. They were 5th in the plus minus with a 6.2, and I just feel like I just have the utmost confidence in this team. They have 4th in free throw percentage, and they were 6th in blocks. And Tatum's rise, like I said before, has been super outstanding to watch, and it's obviously been really important for their team. All right, for the NBA, the conference finals, there's the Lakers versus the Clippers. Now, this one is a very back and forth conversation, and it's a very subjective topic here. But for me, I'm taking the Lakers. It may seem a bit biased, but I truly believe that the Lakers just have it in them. They have playoff LeBron, and playoff LeBron has just been so notorious in years to just be really talented at what he does, and it's just going to be only beneficial for this team of how talented and well-rounded he is at doing what he does throughout the playoffs. And to add on to that, they had 7.4 plus minus, 2nd in the league. They were 1st in blocks, 9th in assists, and 8th in rebounds. Just a really solid team, and their defense is amazing. I know that Avery Bradley has opted out to play in Orlando, and I don't know where that's going to go. But like I said, this is a subjective topic, but I think the Lakers can come out of this one for me. And next, we have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Boston Celtics. I'm taking the Bucks. The Celtics are there, but I really want to take the Celtics, and I could listen to anybody's argument with the Boston Celtics, but the Milwaukee Bucks they're a better team than last year. They're 5 more in the plus minus category than this team. They're 4 more than in the plus minus than any team in the league. Like I said before, Giannis is there. Like I said, once again, he's had a better season than he did last year, and he was an MVP last year. Really impressive. And the Bucks were just unstoppable for about a 30 game, throughout most of the season until the end there. They had like a week where they were just struggling with Giannis out, and even when just the Bucks were just having some rough patches, but I think the Bucks are going to come out of this one. And like I said, I could listen to anybody's argument about the Boston Celtics. And lastly, it's the NBA Finals. I know this is pretty easy to see where I'm going to go this way. For me, it's the Lakers versus the Bucks, and I'm just going to take the Lakers because you think about the factors in play. LeBron's experience, he's just a well-rounded team of big men, and I think the Bucks, they obviously struggle and have a difficult time when Giannis is stopped. When Giannis isn't playing at his best, that there have been times where their team, is playing even better than he is, and they're winning games. But we saw last year with the Toronto Raptors and how they were able to play and defend Giannis and make sure he's not the one beating them, and they had to try to let everybody else beat them. And that was what ultimately led them to blowing their 2-0 lead in the conference finals last year. So I think the Lakers just have it more in them. They have the experience in a guy who made the 8 straight finals appearances last decade. They have Anthony Davis. They have the team there, and they even beat the Bucks in their last playing against each other. And I can see that the Lakers' progression was there. Now, I would understand if anyone could anyone can make it a case for the Bucks or another team I stated in this video, but I think the Lakers have it in them, and I know that LeBron and them in their hiatus isn't exactly helping them, but I think it also is just feel a drive, especially in the Lakers organization, to strive for the best and try to win this championship. And yeah, with that being said, those are my predictions for the NBA playoffs when the season resumes. I know they were, pretty subjective, but once again, just don't feel, offended or hurt with my predictions. They're my thoughts, and you can have your thoughts and make arguments with anything I said in this video. But with that being said, thank you for watching the video today. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and have a great day.